Hello to Next Generation Recycling Machines and welcome to our headquarters in Feldkirchen, Upper Austria. We are here today to do a webinar with the purpose of post-consumer recycling, focusing on the technologies we can provide. All of us still have in mind the pictures of beaches and landfills full of plastic waste, which should be actually recycled and not disposed. Therefore, we believe that still, although there's a global COVID pandemic and the focus is a little bit turned away, the political focus is a little bit turned away from environmental issues, it is very important to talk about plastics recycling. The production of plastics during the past couple of years increased steadily, and it doesn't look like it becomes less, even though the European Union starts to ban straws and other one-use plastic products. We still have to work on the recyclability of these products. My name is Sven Ortner and I'm guiding you today through the webinar. NGR is a member of Next Generation Group, the only global technology provider for the entire plastic life cycle. Beside NGR, other group members are company Britas with its headquarters in Hanau, Germany, developing specialized filter systems for the plastic recycling industry and analysis tools for the quality of the pellets. Another company is Collin with its headquarters in Meitenbeth, Germany, specialized since 45 years on developing lines and pilot plants for the plastic processing industry and research institutes. Our youngest member is the Next Generation Elements, or short called NGE, which is specialized on material morphing technologies. Everybody can imagine by the increased numbers of recycling quotas in the EU and worldwide, the quality of the material to be recycled is getting worse and worse. Therefore, NGE is focusing on chemical recycling technologies, so converting unrecyclable materials into coke, coal gas, and plastics to oil. NGI itself has 160 high qualified employees developing, designing and manufacturing plastic recycling machines. Today, more than 1,300 machines are installed in approximately 100 countries worldwide, and the 160 employees are hard working to increase this number year by year. The company was founded in 1996 with the initial idea to ease the recycling process, to make it simpler for the plastic processing companies in order to convert their own in-house waste into high-quality pellets. From that time on, we developed 9 different systems for separate applications on the recycling industry. So beside industrial waste, post-industrial waste or PET recycling, we are focusing today in this webinar on the post-consumer segment. As already mentioned, NGR's headquarters is in Feldkirchen, Upper Austria. This is the place where all the machines are developed, designed, manufactured and delivered to our customers worldwide. Besides our headquarters, we have a subsidiary in the United States for a customer care sales and service center, as well as in Malaysia and a sales center in China. We are now here at NGR's Post-Consumer Recycler Test Center. As mentioned before, NGR supplies a wide range of plastic machineries, which are split basically into 3 different segments. The first segment is the PET segment, where we have our specialized P-React, working with a liquid state polycondensation technology in order to enhance the intrinsic viscosity of PET and to clean the PET melt in order to achieve food gradability. The second segment is our post-industrial recycling segment, where we develop and manufacture machines specialized for in-house applications. Means if a plastic processing company producing films or other plastic products has a certain amount of in-house waste, these machines are used in order to recycle the in-house waste into high-grade pellets that can be reused for their own production. and the company therefore saves a lot of money and does something beneficial for the environment. And the third sector is our post-consumer recycling segment, where we are talking about more detail today, where we have two different technologies available for the different unique demands of our customers. The F-Gran series is equipped with a flake silo in order to store the flakes coming from a wash plant, followed by a feeding screw feeding the flakes from the silo into the recycling extruder, and then in the recycling extruder the material is upheated and homogenized in a very stable and simple way. The machine is beneficial for our customers as it is very easy to operate, and basically once it runs on its own. We manufacture machines up to a size of 2,700 kilos per hour for this type of machine. The second technology is our C-Gran technology. It is a cutter compactor extruder combination equipped with a preconditioning unit that can handle even higher moisture contents of flakes coming from a wash plant. The preconditioning unit is first to handle higher moisture contents, and secondly to homogenize the material before entering into the extruder. And this is exactly the technology we are talking today about. The machine series is available in several sizes and goes up to an output of 2,500 kilograms per hour. As said before, the machine we are talking more detailed about today is our C-Gran technology, which is a special machine for post-consumer recycling requirements. It is equipped in our test center with a conveyor belt, having installed a metal detector, avoiding metal parts to enter into the machine, and therefore assuring a stable and constant production for our customers. The material we are recycling today are polyethylene film flakes coming from a wash plant of post-consumer origin. The flakes are conveyed via the conveyor belt into our cutter compactor unit and have to pass before that the metal detector. In the cutter compactor unit, the preconditioning unit, the flakes are upheated and homogenized before entering the extruder. Between extruder and cutter compactor unit, there's an electrical driven slide that controls the opening between these two segments and therefore controls how much material is entering from the preconditioning unit into our extruder. By driving the slider with an electrical drive, we have the huge advantage for the operators that the results of for the different materials to recycle can be reproduced every time, because you store all the setups you have made for one material on the HMI as a certain recipe. The machine furthermore is equipped with a degassing zone on the main extruder, followed by a special filter, a venting extruder and a pelletizing system. To these parts we will come a little bit later more detailed. Talking about environmental protection and reduction of global carbon footprint, our engineers always had the focus also on our own machinery and technology and the emissions probably coming from this. We see it as our responsibility to take care that the used recycling technologies are not only helping to protect the environment from the plastic waste, but also not to affect the environment but by own emissions. Therefore, several different exhaustion systems were developed in our company. The simplest way would be just to suck off the fines which may occur in the cutter compactor unit and collect them in the dust bag, but there are also alternative filters like you see on the slide here, which can be equipped with aluminum mesh filters, self-draining filter cassettes coalescing the mist into droplets, or also even HEPA filters. Talking more detailed about different degassing solutions, I would like to introduce you to my colleague Robert Meingasner from Process Engineering, who will give us more insights about this technology. Robert, why is degassing so important during a recycling process?
In general, our degassing units and its pumps are used to extract volatiles from the melt, which occur during the melting process. Volatiles occur in form of different gases, moisture, or air.
So how do these volatiles get into the melt?
The volatiles actually getting to the melt by feeding material, which has different contamination or some moisture in the material. During the melting process, it's enclosed in the melt itself, and by our vacuum systems and the special design of the screw in this area, the gases gets released and get extracted by the vacuum systems.
Sounds like the degassing system is a very important part of the machine in order to achieve high quality pellets during the recycling process. Can you give our audience a little bit more insights about the different executions and technologies we can provide for that system to our customers?
Depending on the contamination of the melt, means the in-feed material, different degassing systems are available. In general, there are single and double degassing systems available for our main extruder, which can be installed on a modular base.
As explained before, NGR has different degassing systems available for the different requirements of our customers. As you can see on these slides, our degassing solutions are based on a modular design. Therefore, we can decide based on contamination and printing level of the recycled material which module will be required for the specific customer needs. This modularity applies to the degassing module itself, but as well for the vacuum technology creating the vacuum, and also for the screw design, which can be adapted for each degassing execution in accordance to the customer requirements in the same way. At NGR we have the possibility to install different types of filters on our machines. We can use, for instance, automatic band melt filters with a maximum filter surface of 3,200 square centimeters. We can also install high performance filters for high contaminated waste with up to 16% contamination in weight in form of solid particles such as elastomers, rubber, glass, wood, paper and many more, or simple double piston screen changers with or without backflush function. The video now shows the high performance filter. At this filter, plastic melt is flowing from the outside to the inside through a rotating filter drum with millions of small conical holes. These conical holes get the contaminants out of the melt and keep it on the filter surface. Later on, these contaminants are removed by a scraper. Here you can see the scraper where the contaminants are continuously fed to the discharge screw and immediately evacuated from the process. The rotational speed of the filter drum and the discharge screw can be set independently from each other depending on the amount of contamination, assuring a stable process without pressure spikes and assuring a low melt loss. This video gives you a short introduction to automatic band melt filters and shows the Britta's test center in Hanau, Germany. The test center is equipped with an NGR seat run, similar to what we show here in the webinar. The filter is in normal operation connected to the extruder. Once the filter band is clogged with contaminants, the shut-off valve automatically closes the connection between filter and extruder, still with the extruder in full operation, feeding its material into a piston accumulator situated before the shut-off valve. Being disconnected from the extruder, the two clamps keeping the filter band in place open up and allow the filter band to move pressureless through the filter, bringing new material into production. After this movement is finished and the clamps are closed again, the shut-off valve reopens the connection to the extruder is therefore given as well, and the piston accumulator empties the stored material through the filter again. By doing so, material losses are reduced to the possible minimum. If the filter band is empty, a new band is welded to the old one and production can continue without any interruption. Here you can see a double piston backflush screen changer with 4 filter cavities. Once a certain pressure is reached, means the filter screens are clogged, one piston after the other is moving into a backflush position, where the screens get backflushed by clean melt and therefore cleaned for further use. After a defined number of backflush processes, the piston moves into the screen change position, where the screen is replaced by a new one. While moving back into operation position, the filter stops in order to pre-fill and vent the filter cavity with melt, avoiding any air to get into the process, and the screen can get back into production. In this case, for the webinar, we have installed a high-performance filter for high contaminated materials. All these filter types and screen changers can be also combined together. In the video now of a Turkish customer, you can see a combination of an automatic band melt filter combined with a high-performance filter, which was necessary in order to recycle the highly contaminated material of the Turkish customer. So if the main extruder is already equipped with degassing systems, why do we need then an additional venting extruder?
The venting extruder provides additional degassing performance, especially if it's installed after a filtration process.
So what is the advantage of an additional venting extruder after the filtration unit?
Gases occur in the filtration process can be perfectly removed then by the venting extruder.
So how do you decide which vacuum systems you choose then for the recycling machine?
Depending on the application and its necessary vacuum performance, degassing performance, we use different configuration of vacuum pumps.
What do you mean by saying different vacuum pump configurations?
In general, we distinguish between single or multi-stage pump configuration, respectively water-ring pumps or dry-running vacuum pumps.
So what exactly do we see here?
What we see here is our single-stage vacuum system combined with our closed water circuit, which is designed to reuse the process water in a closed loop.
Okay, Robert, thank you very much for your insights of this interesting part of our machine.
Thank you very much. You're welcome, Sven.
Our machine today is equipped with a venting extruder, as you already know, and after this venting extruder we have a fine filtration in form of a double piston backflush screen changer. Followed by that is our hot type watering pelletizing unit, equipped with a pneumatical system in order to maintain and set the right pressure of the pelletizer knives against the die plate, assuring a very long lifetime of the pelletizing knives. The complete system is equipped with a closed water circuit and with a tank system where the pellets are cooled down to a temperature allowing you to collect them in a big bag or in a silo storage. And the water used in this closed water circuit system is recirculated through a tubular heat exchange in order to maintain a low water temperature. The last part of the pelletizing unit is a centrifugal unit where the pellets are transported from the bottom of this part on the top, and by the centrifugal of this system the pellets are immediately dried and can be reused for further use in a film extruder or other plastic extruders. Beside watering pelletizing units, NGR can also provide underwater pelletizers, strand pelletizers or automatic strand pelletizers, simply depending on the material properties of the customer. In case of different MFI values or different viscosity levels, we would choose the right pelletizing unit for the application. Additionally, our venting extruder can be set up in different directions, so like in this case in 90 degrees to the main extruder, but also, for instance, in line with the main extruder. Beside customer trials, NGR can also provide material analysis to our customers, especially comparing input material qualities to the quality of the recycled pellets after the recycling process. We are equipped therefore with a laboratory including a DSC analysis, an MFI testing device, a rheometer, a thermoscale, IV measurement and other devices, especially also our multi-inspection unit, which is a combination of a Colin Teach line and a multi-inspection device from Next Generation Analytics that creates a small sample of cast film and then analyzing optical and mechanical properties of this film. As mentioned before, the production of plastic products is growing every year, and also the recycling quotas are increased by the European Union, other countries and unions year by year. For this increasing demand, NGR is preparing itself by its new production factory 2, ready for assembling in the first quarter of 2022. Our live chat remains open for the next 30 minutes, so please feel free and send us your requests and questions and discuss with our expert on this chat. Thank you very much for your attention at this webinar. Let us all strive together, working for a better future.